trot change. Good. Sit the shoulders back and ride him in front of you. Get him in front of you. Imagine his shoulders coming shooting up through the front of you, and you're sitting on his bottom and it's all up in front of you. Good job. You want to circle at E in the canter. Ride that rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good girl. That, look round. Look at me. Have a circle in front of you. Good girl. Stay in the circle. Put a bit more weight into your outside seat bone. Don't come in. Excellent. It's just when you do these little adjustments, he doesn't know what to do. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. Right. That's fine. And then come back to trot, change the rein and canter on the other rein. Right. Good girl. See how that's improved the trot already? Don't let it get too sticky though. He almost can try to be too pretty. You know, and he's like, oh, look at me, but it's not going anywhere. We didn't ask for piaffe or passage. We're asking for a forward trot. Good girl. Get it uphill a bit more. So you're sitting back, and the horse is coming up. Let's go on to the circle. The horse is coming up in front of you. So you should feel like 3/4 of the horse is in front of you. Good girl. Use the outside leg a bit further back to stop him falling out on the circle. That's okay, he just lost his balance. He doesn't like you adjusting yourself in the canter, it just makes him break. Right, and then come back to trot. And walk. And walk on, and just stay in the circle, and just let him have a stretch. Right, the canter needs a bit of work. Right, the canter, compared to the trot, is a lot longer, it's a lot looser, and you're having to work a lot harder. So what we need to do is get him a little bit snappier and a little bit more uphill in the canter. So he has got his back end underneath him and his front end up a little bit, and he's a bit shorter and bouncier in the canter. And one thing we can do to help make that happen is to do lots of transitions. It's hard work, okay, I'm warning you now, and it's hard work for both of you, so we won't be doing too much of it, because you'll end up, you'll both be quite exhausted, and then you don't get anywhere with a tired horse and a tired rider. Rider fatigue is one thing that tends to ruin a lesson. You'll have done really well, then the rider gets tired, and then you start making mistakes, and the end of the lesson is worse than the middle or the beginning, which is not what you want. So you won't be doing a huge amount, but it'll just get him a bit snappier, a bit more with his legs under, his back end underneath him, and pushing himself forward and up a little bit. I want you to think about the quality of the transition. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick up canter, and we're just going to stay on this circle, and at A you're going to trot. Then at K you're going to pick up canter. You're going to canter all the way around, and again at A you're going to trot, and at K you're going to pick up canter. Then I'm going to be asking you to trot again at A, and then pick up canter. We'll work up to that. I want you to think about the quality of the transition from canter to trot. They must be forward. He's not allowed to fall forward into canter. And that's where you visualise riding up this big steep hill, so that your transition is always up into trot. So you go from a nice bouncy canter into forward, uphill trot. When you're doing your transitions from trot up to canter, I don't want them to be so loose. I want them tight. So I want you to be bouncing in the trot, and the trot is so good and of such a quality that the only thing you can do is canter. And actually, as a rider, all you do is allow it to happen. You don't even have to ask for it. You should just have to think canter, and they know what you mean. Because what happens is, when you think about canter, your body, although you're not aware of it, subconsciously your body will start to ask for canter.